Let's get some more people in the chat room. Today, we're going to talk about what Africa can learn from North Korea and Kim Jong-un. That's what we're going to talk about today. Because per Steve Bannon, they're not going to go after Kim Jong-un. After all the threats, him threatening to launch nuclear weapons and attack Guam, attack major cities in America, after all the threats, America is bowing out. So what does it say about American foreign policy? Pretty much what we've always been saying. America only bullies non-nuclear third world countries. That's what they go after. It's a fact now, and it's proven. The North Korea situation pretty much supports what everybody's been saying, that America, their foreign diplomacy when it comes to military, they only go after third world countries that are non-nuclear. But what can Africa learn from this? Should Africa go nuclear? I know for a minute there was a project in South Africa where they were going nuclear. And I think the reason why, and this is under the apartheid regime, and I think the reason why they ended it was because they knew pretty soon that apartheid was going to end, and that I'll worry about that later. Excuse my phone. My phone is. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. But I think they pretty much knew that what's good, fam? What's good, Donnell? What's good, Doug? Thanks for coming to the chat. But I think they didn't want nuclear weapons in the hands of Africans. Because again, in South Africa, in apartheid South Africa, they were actually developing nuclear weapons. They were. And then for some reason, like I said, once they knew that the apartheid regime, their time was up, they decided to pretty much scrap it. And I think those are one of the, when they, I guess, came to terms with Nelson Mandela, you know, that was one of the requirements. Like, look, we got to scrap this nuclear weapons plan. So when Nelson Mandela gets to office, they won't have access to nuclear weapons. Because the last thing they want is nuclear weapons in the hands of Africans. Because per their foreign policy, if you have nuclear weapons, America's not going to mess with you. Also, too, you have to realize China got involved. China said, look, unless North Korea launches a missile at you guys, don't even think about going after North Korea. I don't care how much Kim Jong-un threatens you guys. You better not touch North Korea, period. So they were afraid of that as well. But meanwhile, in Africa, Obama, Hillary Clinton coming to Libya and drag Gaddafi throughout the streets on national TV. He's getting dragged all over the streets, stabbed up, shot up, and the African Union didn't do shit. And Gaddafi was pretty much a major supporter, the father, the funder of the African Union. But when his ass was getting dragged throughout Libya The African Union just sat there and watched. They didn't intervene or nothing, which shows and proves that Africa has a lack of solidarity. In fact, they don't have solidarity at all. They allow foreigners to come into Africa and run rampant and run crazy, a buffet, a free-for-all. Meanwhile, in Asia, they have enough dignity and self-respect to say, look, we stand in solidarity with each other, and you're not going to intervene in anything, or else you're going to face the consequences. And that's the attitude Africa has to have. And you're right, Doug, Russia backs North Korea too. But meanwhile, Africa can't even align or ally with other African nations. That whole African Union establishment looks very sexy on paper. It's real cute on paper. Real cute on paper. Like I said, real sexy, real cute on paper. You know, it sounds nice, has a nice ring to it. You know, African Union, we're unified. But the minute Obama picks up that phone, or Hillary Clinton, or now Trump picks up that phone and says, look, this is what our China, the minute China picks up that phone and says, look, this is what's going to go down, this is what's going to happen, they get into place. Everything falls into place. The African Union falls into place. They listen. They don't do nothing. So in this realm, or in this dimension, should we say that the only way to get respect on an international global level is to have nuclear weapons? I mean, the African Union is run by the UN, upload. I mean, it's just a symbolic organization. It has absolutely no substance to it. Like I said, it just sounds cute. You know, they got a nice building in Ethiopia that was built by the Chinese. You know, they meet there. You know, I'm pretty sure they have nice desserts and appetizers when they meet. You know, eat very good meals, enjoy themselves, you know, travel around for free on, you know, African countries on their taxpayers' dollars. You know, they're running a hustle. Because again, you know, you have the African Union military. And when America say, you know what, we are intervening in Libya, African Union was nowhere to be found. Have they even released a statement? Has the African Union even released a statement on what happened to Gaddafi? And I know a lot of you guys are like, look, Gaddafi, you know, Arab supremacy, he was an Arab and all this other stuff. But look at what Gaddafi did for Africa. Look at what he did. So, I mean, you know, that's the question. Did the African Union even release a statement? You know, let's get the facts on that. Let's look that up real quick. African Union. You know, I'm gonna look that up real quick, man. African Union, Gaddafi. Let's see here. In fact, Muammar Gaddafi in 2009 was the chairperson of the African Union. He was the chairperson of the African Union. So your former chairperson gets murdered and killed through the streets of Africa. And the African Union sat there and watched. It's pathetic. Like I said, very sexy, very cute, very symbolic with no substance. In fact, I just found an article why the African Union should be dismantled and buried with Gaddafi. I completely agree. Because they're not doing nothing. Gaddafi's vocal and militant support for the AU and his large financial contribution to the organization are well known. His contribution to the AU annual budget amounted to about 1/3 of the total. Yet apart from the initial spontaneous protests of young people in some SSA countries, the overall African reactions to Gaddafi's demise in October 2011 revealed that his investments in the AU have not paid off. Exactly. The overall African reactions, which were none of the Africans reacted. The AU didn't react at all. So this man funds a third of the AU in regards to supporting him, was the chairperson, gets murdered. The AU had absolutely nothing to say about it. So you're right. The AU should die with Gaddafi. That's what I should title this. Who's this calling me? Stop. The AU should die with Gaddafi. Let me read the rest, some more of this. It is almost a sure bet that after Gaddafi, there will be no strong support left for AU in North Africa, let alone in Libya. The lack of payoff for Gaddafi's anchoring support for AU is both a symptom of and a metaphor for the ill conception of AU. It foretells AU's inability as an institutional format to meet the goal of solving the SSA socioeconomic predicament. I'm gonna read this last paragraph. The Gaddafi episode best alludes to deeper problems that favor the dismantlement of AU. To better grasp these deeper problems, let me first say what they are not. First one, off mentioned reason for skepticism about building an all-African union is the sheer geographical and demographic size of Africa. Skeptics argue that AU cannot manage administratively the whole continent of Africa that lacks infrastructure and efficient bureaucracy. However, the reason lacks strength. It is not why AU should be dismantled. India and China have larger populations than the whole continent of Africa. Yet both have been able to administer their territories with some efficiency. Moreover, the idea of a continental union was born to precisely address the issue of lacking infrastructure in Africa. Lack of infrastructure cannot, therefore, be a deterrent to the continental union. You know, I'm going to do a separate video on this. So right now, we're just going to focus on Kim Jong-un not getting the Qaddafi treatment. That's what we're going to focus on. I'm going to do another video on that later. But let me read this article on Steve Bannon. Let's see here. Steve Bannon told a reporter, there's no military solution to North Korea's nuclear threats. Forget it. Bam, there you go. There you go. There's no military solution to North Korea's nuclear threats. Forget it. Until somebody solves the part of the equation that shows me that 10 million people in Seoul don't die in the first 30 minutes from conventional weapons, I don't know what you're talking about. There's no military solution here. They got us. So America just admitted to defeat. Kim Jong-un won. He won. At the end of the day, Kim Jong-un won. America just admitted to defeat. And they're not going to talk about that. I mean, this man threatened to blow up Guam. He's threatened to blow up major cities in America. And all America is doing is just waving their finger. Just waving their finger. And there's rumors that they have trillions of dollars of resources in North Korea. That's a rumor. I don't know. I have to get the facts on that, but that's what I've heard. So again, do you think, should Africa focus on building up its military to get respect, to have some dignity and build up the military and let people know that I'm gonna butcher your name, please forgive me. Kolka Shakal Noor. What's up, man? How you doing? But should Africa build up its military? Is that the only way that Africa would truly get respect, or one of the ways? Because you got to understand, North Korea is a poor country. In fact, North Korea is like Africa. As far as when it comes to natural resources and minerals, very rich, but the people are poor. And I'm not I know everybody's not poor in Africa. Come on, you know, I love you guys, but I'm just saying this. We'll just say the stereotype, because we really don't know what goes on in North Korea. I mean, it is communist. But we don't really have the facts on that. But we'll just say, from observing the pictures the images that the West presents to us, that Africa is wealthy when it comes to natural resources and minerals, but the people will say struggle. We'll say that. Or the people aren't benefiting, it's better. The people aren't benefiting from the natural resources. Same thing with North Korea. Poor people aren't benefiting from the natural resources. But since they got that nuke, they have that nuke, which is the game changer, America doesn't want to fuck with them. Since they have China backing them and Russia, America doesn't want to fuck with them. Meanwhile, in Africa, you got countries next to each other that can't even get along. You got an organization called the African Union. With people, somebody in the chat room, tell me what the African Union has actually done or accomplished. Especially since Gaddafi's left. What has the African Union accomplished? In fact, I'm going to do a video. My next video is going to be on that article. Should the African Union be buried along with Gaddafi? I'm going to go ahead and say yes. Because what purpose are they serving? Are they serving the best interests of the people? What has the African Union actually accomplished in these past, since it's been in existence? And another thing we have to understand too, since Gaddafi's been killed, phone's blowing up. Since Gaddafi's been killed, since Nkrumah, since he was exiled and he's since passed away, there's really no concept of being Pan-African. So you would think the African Union would encompass being Pan-African, but there's really no concept of that Africans are living by, or African leaders are trying to lead by. Is everybody for themselves. And you can't win like that, because when outside influences come into Africa, you know, they're coming as a united front to take over and serve their best interests. You know, but meanwhile, Africans, I don't know, the African Union, you know, they're not truly focusing on the collective. There we go. The African Union does not truly focus on the African collective. They don't. If they do, prove me wrong. Again, it's a lot of wordplay and symbology with the organization called the African Union, but are they really focusing on the African collective? They're not. And for Africa to get respect in this dimension, in this reality of world politics, they're gonna have to build up their military and get a nuke. That's what's gonna have to happen. Because I mean, look at Kim Jong-un. Man's been taunting the US, I will blow you up. I will send nuclear bombs and missiles to Guam, LA. I will nuke the whole West Coast. In Africa and America, just like, don't do it. Don't do it. You know, they're just waving their finger. That's not nice. Play nice. So in order to get people to play nice, does the African Union, the African countries need to become nuclear? Because since Kim Jong-un has these nuclear weapons, you don't see outside influences coming in and exploiting the natural resources in North Korea that are supposed to be abundant there. But in Africa, it's a free-for-all. What's up, Prince? It's a free-for-all. So y'all, let me know what you think. Make sure you guys listen. Okay, there's 25 people liking and only 4 likes. Come on, hit the like button, please. And this is how I'll roll. Hit the like button. Here we go. If you're not gonna super chat, if you could at least please hit the like button and share the videos. Again, I understand if you're not gonna super chat, no problem. There's other ways you could donate or contribute. And that's by liking the videos and sharing the videos on social media. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Just share the videos, like them. If you're not gonna hit the super chat, if you're gonna hit the super chat, do the trifecta, do all three. So again, Kim Jong-un will not get the Gaddafi treatment because A, he has real allies in China and Russia, real allies, and B, he has access to the nukes. That's what it is, and that's what Africa can learn. I would say the best ally of African countries was Cuba, but that's changed. So there's so many countries, and 54 countries in Africa need to put aside the petty differences, the tribalism. Oh, I'm sorry. Some people get offended when I say tribalism, the ethnic differences. Put all that aside. Come together as one. Africa for the Africans. Build up that military. That's the only way you're going to get respect. Search for Uhuru social media. If you guys aren't on the Instagram page, please go to the Instagram page. Like the video, like the pictures. Follow me on Instagram. Search for Uhuru. Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter. Go to dynasamir.com. Go to searchforuhuru.com. Go to amazon.com. Search your name, Dynasamir. Please buy a book. I've written several, so please support and buy one. Dynasamir. I got my red Capitan on today. The Capitan Don. Till next time, family. Peace.